do. So I want us to start by handling a question. That is on page 47. Page 47. There is this question that was tested in May 2014. May 2014 as question 2C. Question 2C. So the question says that Healthwise Limited is a health insurance provider that has been in an operation for the last 2 years. How constant accountant of the company is concerned with the high quality incurred, high cost incurred by the agents of the company making calls to prospective customers. The data below relates the number of calls made by the agent of the company for the past 9 months. The cost accountant intends to establish whether there is a relationship between the number of calls by the agent and the turnover. So we are given that, and we are told to develop a regression equation. We are told to develop a regression equation. So when you're told to develop ordinary least squares regression, ordinary least squares equation, the first thing is to give the format. The format is first thing is to give the format. The format is y is equals to a plus bx, where b is equal to n sum of xy minus sum of x sum of y. You divide by n sum of x squared minus sum of x. You square that. A is sum of y minus b sum of x. All these you divide by n. All that you divide by n. So from there, you prepare an analysis table. Prepare the analysis table whereby you have x, you have y, you have xy, and you have x squared. Then you have x squared. So we record these values. We have 950, we have 250, we have 360, we have 484, we have 590, we have 635, we have 492, we have 370, and 415. Then this is our y, 366. We have 86. We have 125. We have 136. we have 188, we have 160, we have 148, we have 72, and we have 118. Now, when you have that, you are supposed to multiply these ones. 950 times 366 equals 347,700. But you don't have to write everything. You can just put everything in the calc. This way, then you say plus 250 times 86 plus 360 times 125 plus 484 times 196 plus 590 times 188 plus 635 times 160 plus 492 times 148 plus 370 times 72 plus 415 times 118 equals. So you just write the total here. You don't have to write everything. You don't have to write every single number. Then ukikuja kwa x square, utasema 950 square equals, this is 902,500. Again, you don't have to write everything. You can just proceed and say plus 250 square plus 360 square plus 484 square plus 590 square plus 635 square plus 492 square plus 370 square plus 415 square equals, I'm getting 2,631,370. That way. Then once I get those ones there, once I get those ones, I now get the total here for y. 366 plus 86 plus 125 plus 136 plus 188 plus 160 plus 148 plus 72 plus 118 is 1399. Then 950 plus 250 plus 360 plus 484 plus 590 plus 635 plus 492 plus 370 plus 415 is 4546. Now from there, you proceed and tell us B equals, you now put as per the formula, N is you count how many they are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9. So it is 9 times sum of xy, which is 849.70, 970, minus sum of x, which is 45.46, multiplied by sum of y, 1399. You divide this by n, which is 9, multiplied by sum of x squared, 2631,370, minus sum of x, which is 45.46, 46, you square. So 45, 46. You square that. So if you put those figures in the calc, say 9 times 2631, 370. So I'm getting 0.4. When I get 0.4, I come here at A and say the sum of y, which is 1399, minus B, 0.4, you multiply by sum of x, which is 45, 46. You divide by 9. So if I say 1399 minus 0.4 or 45, 46, you divide 9 is 46.6. Thus, the equation is y is equals to, this is negative 46.6 plus 0.4x. That is what we have there. So that is the far we can go for now with that question. The other thing that they are asking, the coefficient of determination, we shall show how they are computed later on, but for now we leave them. We are going to discuss it in a while. So that is how you get the equation. I believe that we are okay with that. Now, I would like you to do the same. With this question for your assignment. It is on page 36. Page 36. There is a question that was tested in May 2016 as question 2C. Question 2C. I would like you to do exactly what we have done in this question. Kuanzia hapa, mahali tumeandika hivyo, utengeneze hii table, ufike mpaka hapa. Get up to that point. That is good. Actually, I've seen another one. There's also this other one on page 38, which was tested in November 2015 as question 3. So you can also attempt that. Let us now go to this question of is on page 41. Page 41 is a question that was tested in September 2015. September 2015 as question 2A. September 2015, question 2A. This question as you can see it there on page 41, it requires that we handle using the regression, and we also do the Spearman. So I want to solve it using the Spearman. So Spearman. Rank correlation. Correlation. So in the Spearman rank correlation, we are going to have the marketer here. Then we have the hours worked. The hours worked. We have the number. And then we have the rank. That is rank 1. Then we have the earnings. Earnings, we have the amount. And then we have the rank. That is rank 2. Then we have difference in ranks squared. Difference in ranks squared. So this one is given as R1 minus R2. You square the difference, and we normally give it as P squared. We normally give it as P squared. Normally give it as P squared. So once you have done that, you now bring them here. The marketer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then you bring the hours. The hours are 20, 30, 48, 39, 28, 14, 60, 50, 62, and 43. Then we shall have the total here. So what happens? What happens? You rank these values from the highest to the lowest. So in these values, the highest is 62. So that one I call it number 1. It is followed by 60. I call it number 2. It is followed by 50. I call it number 3. It is followed by 48. I call it number 4. Followed by 43. I call it number 5. Followed by 39. I call it number 6. Followed by 30. I call it number 7. Followed by 28. I call it number 8. Followed by 20. It is number 9. And this is number 10. That is how you rank. That is how you rank those values. Once you have ranked them, let's come to the earnings. Earnings is 5.5, 7.4, 7.4, we have 11, we have 9.3, we have 7.2, we have 4.3, we have 13.5, we have 12, we have 14, and we have 10. So what you do, rank again. So ranking, I check the highest of all these. The highest I can see is 14. So 14 becomes number 1. Followed by 13.5. That is number 2. Followed by 11. That is number 3. Followed by number 10. That is number 4. No, sorry, there was a 12. This 12 should have been number 3. Then this number 11 should have been number 4. Then this 10 should have been number 5. Good. Then after now 10, I have a 9.3, which is number 6. Then I have, after 9, I have 7.4, which is number 7. After that, I have 7.2, which is number 8. Then I have this one, number 9, and this is number 10. That is number 10. Now, in case you find two values that have the same, that are of the same size, for example, upate umefika number 3, and the other two values happen to be equal. So you take their two positions, that is position 4 and 5, you add them and divide by 2, so that each one you allocate them position 4.5. Position 4.5. Hope you are getting that. Same, you already have, this was 10, and now we have 9 here, we have 8 here, and we have another 9. So you are looking for who to be number 4. And you realize that this 9 is the same as this. So their positions will be 4 and 5, the next two. So you add those two positions, you divide by 2. So sasa huyu utampea 4.5, na huyu 4.5, and this one now will be number 6. That now would be number 6. Okay. So with that now, you proceed here and you say R1 minus R2. So 9 minus 9 square is 0. This is also 0. This is also 0. This is also 0. This is 0. This is 0. Zote zimekuwa zeros. Zote zimefanana, so it is 0. Yeah, but it's only a coincidence that they have appeared to take the same rank. So don't think that every question you handle, there will always be zeros. No, 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 no. It's only a coincidence. So after you have done that, the next thing now is to tell us RS is equal to 1 minus 6 sum of b squared. You divide by n brackets n squared minus 1. So this proceeds to become 1 minus 6 times 0. You divide by 10 brackets 10 squared minus 1. And this is 1 minus 0, which is 1. 1 minus 0, which is 1. One minus 0, which is 1. We are told to comment on the results. So the comment is this shows a perfect direct relationship. A perfect direct relationship. A perfect direct relationship between hours worked, and earnings. And earnings. Between hours worked and earnings. Good. So for your assignment on the same I would like you to handle this question that is on page 36. It's a question that was tested in May 2016 as question 3A. So you have that, and that would be very, very good. Now from there, this question requires you also handle it using regression, but I will not really advise that you do it as an assignment, because I'm going to use it in a while to illustrate the next discussion. I'm going to use it in a while to illustrate the next discussion. So the next thing is the next thing now, we are going to look at testing reliability of the equation. Testing reliability of the equation. Testing reliability of the equation. And write this. Testing reliability of the equation. Write this. These are tests undertaken. These are tests undertaken to determine the accuracy of the equation. To determine the accuracy of the equation before adopting the equation. Before adopting the equation as a general forecasting tool. Adopting the equation as a general forecasting tool. First of all, the tests are divided into 3 areas. The tests are divided into 3 areas. 1, economic plausibility. Number 2, goodness of faith. Goodness of faith. Number 3, assumptions. Assumptions. Then down there you write, consider the following table for illustration purposes. Consider the following table for illustration purposes. For illustration purposes. Now, I want you to draw a table that has 11 columns. A table that has 11 columns. And that table that has 11 columns kutumia hiyo swali tumekuwa nayo. This question of September 2015, which was question 2A. And this one, I'm calling it our illustration sheet. Is our illustration sheet. So the first column is the hours worked. Hours worked, which we are going to call X. Then we have earnings, which we are going to call Y. Earnings, which we are going to call Y. Then I will have a column where X is multiplied by Y. I will have a column where X is squared. I will have a column where Y is squared. I will have a column where I will talk of the forecasts. And the forecasts, tulikuwa tunasema when you are in time series is YN. Then we will have the error, and the error is Y minus Y predicted. Then I will have Y minus Y predicted squared. Then I will have Y predicted minus Y bar squared. Then I will have Y minus Y bar squared. Then I will have X minus X bar squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So there are 11 columns. And you must be extremely fast. You must be extremely fast. So the hours worked, I have 20, earnings are 5,500. Then I have that here with 7,400. Then I have 48 with 11,000. Then I have that 9 with 9,300. Then I have 28 with 7,200. Then I have 14 with 4,300. Then I have 60 with 13,500. Then I have 50 with 12,000. Then I have 62 with 14,000. And then I have 43 with 10,000. 43 with 10,000. So chukua calculator, tutafute total ya hours worked. So hours worked, tunasema 20 plus 30 plus 48 plus 39 plus 28 plus 14 plus 60 plus 50 plus 62 plus 43 equals 394. Let us get the earnings. 5,500 plus 7,400 plus 11,000 plus 9,300 plus 7,200 plus 4,300 plus 13,500 plus 12,000 plus 14,000 plus 10,000 is 94,200. Then for the XY, I told you it is 20 times 5,500. That will be 110,000. And I've told you you don't have to write everything, so you can now proceed and say plus 30 times 7,400 plus 48 times 11,000 plus 39 times 9300 plus 28 times 7200, kwanza unaweza sema equals plus 14 times 4300 plus 60 times 13500 plus 50 times 12,000 plus 62 times 14,000 plus 43 times 10,000 equals. So the figure that I'm getting here is 4,192,500. Let us go to x squared. So x squared in 20 squared, you get 400. Then you don't have to write everything. So you say plus 30 squared plus 48 square plus 39 square plus 28 square plus 14 square plus 60 square plus 50 square plus 62 square plus 43 square equals 17,898. 17,898. Tuende kwa y square, useme 5,500 squared is equals to 30,250,000. So sasa uendelee plus 7,400 square plus 11,000 square plus 9,300 square plus 7,200 square, kwanza unaweza sema ipo because hizi ni kubwa, equals plus 4,300 square plus 13,500 square plus 12,000 square plus 14,000 square plus 10,000 square. The answer is 985,080,000. 080,000. So with those figures, below the table now, below the table, andika results, statistical results. Statistical results. Statistical results. Below the table, andika statistical results. Statistical results. Now the first result that we need is X bar. Now X bar, we know it is always sum of X you divide by N. That one we know from our descriptive statistics. So it is going to be 394. You divide by 10, and that is 39.4. Haya, huyo mwingine ni Y bar. Y bar is equal to sum of Y you divide by N. So this is 94,200. You divide by 10 and you get 94,20. You get 94,20. The next result that you require is A. Now this one I will not repeat the formulas because we have them and they're moving. Not A. We need to get B first before we get A. We need to get B first. So B is given as N. N is 10 multiplied by sum of XY. Sum of XY is 419. 419, 2500. you minus sum of x, which is 394, multiplied by sum of y, which is 94,200. 94,200. And this one, you divide by n, which is 10, multiplied by sum of x squared, that is 17,898, minus sum of x squared. So the formula for that is just up there. So sasa hii kuja useme 10 times 17898 minus 394 squared equals, you inverse that, then you multiply by open brackets 10 times 4192500 minus 394 times 94,200 equals, I'm getting 202.59. You can work with that. 202.59. Aya, sasa tafute A. A is given as sum of y. Sum of y is 94,200 minus B, 202.59 multiplied by sum of x, which is 394. This one you divide by 10. So if I just say the way my calculator is times 394 equals, then I say 94,200 minus the answer equals, divide by 10, I'm going to get 1438.11. So for me, I've not rounded the values of B, so that's why I have that. So the equation is y is equals to 1438.11 plus 202.59x. That is the equation. So that is what I told you. If you had been told to do the regression, that is now how you go about it. You get this value, you get this value, and that is the equation. Something else that I also want us to compute there, which we will use later, is R. R. Now R is given as N, that is 10 times 4192500 minus 394 times 94,200. Now the whole of this is divided by the square root. The whole of this you divide by the square root of, n. N is 10 multiplied by sum of x squared. Sum of x squared is 17,898. 17,898. You minus the sum of x, which is squared, that is 394 squared. Square this. Then this one you multiply that by n, which is 10, multiplied by sum of y squared. Y squared is 985. 080,000. You minus sum of y. Sum of y is 94,200. 94,200. You square that. So let's put those figures in the calc. Let's put those figures in the calc. So I will have 10 times 17,898 minus 394 square equals minus, open the brackets, 10 times 985,080,000 minus 94,200 square, close the brackets, equals, it's giving me a negative value. Kama kuna mahali nimekosea. There's a minute. Should not be negative. Sum of x square, that one is okay, 17,899. Sum of x, 394, that's okay. Sum of y square, 985,080, that's okay. Sum of y, 94, that's okay. Sum of xy, yeah, that's okay. So that is okay. The value of x bar is 39.4, that's okay. Y bar is 94.20, that's okay. The value of E, 1438.11, that's okay. The value of B, 202.59, that's okay. 0.99. So have you noted where we have there? I don't know where that error is coming from. But the correct answer is supposed to be 0.99. That's confirmed from the calc. See where my workings are going wrong. You will confirm later where it's coming from. But when I solve it using the calc, that is what I'm getting, and it should not be negative. Let me try again. 10 times 985,080 minus 94,200 square. That's still giving me a negative. That's where the problem is. 985,080 times 10, 94,200 square. Oh, sikuwa naweka hizi zeros. Sikuwa naweka hizo zeros. That's why. Good. So weka 0.99. That's good. So after tumeweka hiyo, So those are the results. Those are the results. And what now we need to do is to come and get this one. You see this one called the forecast. This one called the forecast. So below there, SMIV. So obtaining forecasts. That is why predicted. We shall just do one or two in the right account state. So unachukua hii question 1438.11 plus 202.59 times the value of x. The value of x here is 20. Tena unarudi unasema 1438.11 plus 202.59 times the value of x, which is 30. Simeelewa hiyo? Yeah, we are just putting the value of x there. So tutaweka hizo. So 1438.11 plus 202.59 times 20. I'm getting 5489.91. Hiyo value nakibia unaiandika hapa. Hapa 5489.91. Uende kwa hiyo ingine 1438.11 plus 202.59 multiplied by 30 is 7515.81. So hiyo ukibie uweke hapa 7515.81. Tumeelewa hiyo? So the others we shall not write. So tutakuwa tu tunabadilisha those values na hizi. So tuende now tuseme 1438.11 plus 202.59 times 48 equals 11,162.43. Tuende kwa huyo mwingine tuseme 1438.11 plus 202.59 times 39 equals 9339.12. 1438.11 plus 202.59 multiplied by 28 is 7110.63. 1438.11 plus 202.59 times 14. The answer is 4274.37. 1438.11 plus 202.59 plus 60. Oh, sorry, times 60. I'm getting 13,593.51. Then 1438.11 plus 202.59 times 50. I'm getting 11,567.61. 1438.11 plus 202.59 times 62. It is 13,998.69. Then 1438.11 plus 202.59 multiplied by 43, it is 10,149.48. Then quickly add those values, plus 13,998.69, plus 11,567.61, plus 13,593.51, plus 4274.37, plus 7110.63, plus 9339.12, plus 11162.43, plus 7515.81, plus 54, equals plus 5489.91, getting 94 to 1.56, 94 to 1.96. Haya, sasa we come here now. This one, it is y minus y predicted. Y minus y predicted. So sasa utakuwa unachukua this value of y na subtract here. As the formula says, so it is 5500 minus 5489.91 equals. It is 10.09. And before you move out of that, you square that answer, you get 101.8081. Tuende kwa huyo mwingine useme 7400 minus 7515.81 is negative 115.81. You square that and get 13,411.9561. 0.9561. Tuende kwa huyo mwingine useme 11,000 minus 11,162.43. It is negative 162.43. You square that, you get 26,383.5049. 5049. Hiyo ingine 9300 minus 9339.12 is negative 39.12. You square that and get 1530.3744. 3744. Whether hiyo ingine useme 7200 minus 7110.63 equals 89.37. You square that and tell us it is 79.86.9969. Huyo mwingine 4300 minus 4274.37 is 25.63. You square that and get 656.8969. 13,500 minus 13,593.51 is negative 93.51. 93.51. You square that and get 8744.1201. 0.1201. I have 12,000 minus 11,567.61 is 432.39. You square that and get 186,961.1121. I have 14,000 minus 13,998.69 is 1.31. You square that value and work with 1.7161. I have 10,000 minus 10,149.48 is negative 149.48. You square that and work with 22,344.2704. 2704. So let's add those values. If I start with that other one, plus 1.7161 plus 186,961.1121 plus 8744.1201 plus 656.8969 plus 7986.9969 equals plus 1530.3744 plus 26,383.5049 plus 13,411.9561 plus 101.8081. So I'm getting 268, 122.756. 268, 122.756. If you get a different figure from mine, you say, hiyo ingine itakuwa 10.09 minus 115.81 minus 162.43 minus 39.12 plus 89.37 plus 25.63 minus 93.51 plus 432.39 plus 1.31 minus 149.48 is negative 1.56. Negative 1.56. Aya, tuende kwa huyo mwingine. Now you will be getting this one. You minus the y bar. Ile tulikuwa nayo pale. It was 94.20. 94.20. So tuanze hii ya kwanza tutasema 5489.91 minus 94.20 equals, then you square that value immediately. It's too huge compared with my space. 15,445,607.41. Okay, let's become a hand with the share. So I think nitafanyia zote kwa calc niandike ikiwa toto hapa chini. So plus, open the brackets, 7515.81 minus 9420 close square plus 11,162.43 minus 9420 square plus, open the brackets, 9339.12 minus 9420, close the bracket square, plus, open the brackets, nilikuwa kwa hii sio. So sasa niko kwa 7110.63 minus 9420, close the bracket square. Kwanza niseme equals plus, open the brackets, 4274.37 minus 9420 square plus, as niende kwa ingine, 13593.51 minus 9420, close the bracket square, plus, niende kwa ingine, open the brackets, 11567.61 minus 9420, close square, plus, nikuje kwa huyu mwingine, open the brackets, 13998.69 minus 9420, close the bracket square, plus, open the brackets ya mwisho, 10, imejaa, so kwanza nitoatoe hizo, kwanza niseme equals, 10 plus, open the brackets, 10149.48 minus 9420, close the bracket square, equals. So the value, nitaiandika hapa kama ndio total, 97451.806.36. That is the total. Have you gotten that? Okay, then I come to this one, y minus y bar. Hata hiyo nitafanyia yote kwa calc. Tafanyia yote kwa calc. Tunachukua sasa hii, this y, una subtract your 94, whatever. So I'll just say, open the brackets, 5500 minus 9420, close square, plus, open the brackets, 7400 minus 9420, close square, plus, open the brackets, 11,000 minus 9420, close square, plus 9300 minus 9420, close square, plus, sasa nikuje kwa hii 7200, open the bracket, ni 7200 minus 9420, close square, plus, niweke hii 4300 minus 9420. Nimekataa, kwa hivyo kwanza nitoatoe, niseme equals, then niseme plus, open the brackets, 4300 minus 9420, close the brackets, plus, nikuje kwa hii ingine, niseme open the brackets, 13500 minus 9420, close square, plus, open the brackets, nikuje kwa hii 12,000, so 12,000 minus 9420, close the bracket square, plus, sasa nikuje kwa hii 14, so open the brackets, 14,000 minus 9420, close square, equals, plus hii ya mwisho, open the brackets, 10,000 minus 9420, close square, equals. I'm getting 97,716,000. Tufanye the same kwa x minus x bar. X bar tulikuwa tumepata 30 what? It was 39.4. Tulikuwa tumepata 39.4. So we do the same thing. Tuseme sasa, open the brackets, 20 minus 39.4, close the bracket square plus. Sasa niweke hii 30, open the brackets, 30 minus 39.4, close the bracket square plus. Sasa niweke hii 48. 48 minus 39.4 square plus. Sasa nikuje kwa hii 39. 39 minus 39.4, close the bracket square plus. Sasa niweke hii 28 minus 39.4, close square. Kwanza naweza sema equals, then nikuje kwa hii 14. So plus, open the brackets, 14 minus 39.4, close square plus, open, kuja kwa hii 60 minus 39.4, close square plus, kuja kwa hii 50 minus 39.4 square plus, kuja kwa huyu 62 minus 39.4 plus ya mwisho 43 minus 39.4 close square equals 2374.4. Agreed? Yeah, good. Good. So that is how you prepare the sheets. That's how you prepare the sheets. Sasa hii ndio tutatumia kufanya the discussion on the tests. Good. So let me clear here. So tuanze na ya kwanza, tusema inaitwa economic plausibility test. Economic plausibility test. Economic plausibility tests. Economic plausibility tests. And we write that this is a test done. This is a test done to determine whether the observed, relationship, is logically defensible. Is logically defensible. Logically defensible and whether it makes economic sense. And whether it makes economic sense. It makes economic sense. Full stop. A relationship is logically defensible. A relationship is logically defensible it's logically defensible if it remains unchanged. If it remains unchanged in different samples, or situations, in different samples or situations. Another point is that a relationship is said to make economic sense. A relationship is said to make economic sense if it is in agreement, if it is in agreement with what would be generally expected. With what would be generally expected. With what would be generally expected. Full stop. A relationship that is logically defensible, a relationship that is logically defensible and makes economic sense, is said to be plausible. Is said to be plausible. E.g., fuel consumed is a function of distance covered. Fuel consumed, possibly by a car, is a function of distance covered. Then down there you write that if a relationship is not logically defensible, if a relationship is not logically defensible, and or does not make economic sense, it is called spurious. It is called spurious or nonsensical. Nonsensical. Is called spurious or nonsensical. G. Example is intelligence. Intelligence is a function of body size. Intelligence of a person is a function of their body size. Then down there we write that spurious relationships arise as a result of chances. Or relationship with third parties. Yeah. So that is what we call economic plausibility. Now, what happens in general life? I told you the other day that when you see a person, immediately your mind forms what? An opinion. That opinion determines the action that you take. And the action that you take determines what? The results that come your way. And these results are either good or they are what? They are bad. Now, when a person comes your way, there is a way they behave to you and you see. That's what we call what? Observed. And what you see is what you're calling the opinion. And you start telling you, this person seems to have an interest in me, or this person seems to hate me, whichever opinion you take. And that's why you will always hear people say, venye namuona siku hizi. Venye hataongea lakini venye namuona. That's what we call observed. Now, after kumuona, it comes a time when now he says what he wants, or he does what he wants. Now, before you respond, you need to take time and confirm two things. One, is this relationship logically what? Defensible. For example, let's take the case of someone has come your way and they have told you, I love you. Let's take that example. Now, before you say yes or no, you need to check whether it is logically defensible. By being logically defensible, we mean it will remain unchanged as you change the samples. For example, nisomee the equation yenye tumepata kwa hii swali. Tumepata y is equals to 1430.11 plus 202, 0.59x. Now, this one was arrived at when we had a sample 1 which had 10 items. If we were to go back to the same company and get another sample 2, maybe with 18 items, get another sample 3, maybe with 29 items. And for each sample, we run the equation. And each of the samples give us this result. Then we will say that relationship is logically what? Defensible, because it is unchanged even as we change what? Samples. But for human beings, our relationships are not based on samples, but they are based on situations. That's why if you have attended a wedding or you have held a wedding like myself, those two people, they are told to tell each other some words in front of the rest of us. That I will love you in times of good health, in times of sickness, I will love you. I will love you when you have money, even when you don't have money, I will still love you. I will love you when you are young, even when we grow, I will still love you. Now, if someone tells you that they will love you even as things change, can you commit your life to that person? Hey, can you commit your life to that person? Yes. What if, or rather, that relationship is now logically what? Defensible. Now, what if someone tells you, mimi ninakupenda as long as we're in good health. Ukigojeka, hiyo mapenzi hakuna. Mimi ninakupenda as long as you have money. Pesa ikiisha, kila mtu kwao. Mimi nakupenda as long as we are young. Nikiona umeanza kuzeeka, mimi nakupenda as long as we are in town. When you go to the village, kila mtu ajipanga. Would you commit yourself to that relationship? Yes. Why you will not commit yourself is because that relationship is changing as circumstances change. And you know, change is the only thing that does not change. So there will always be change. So you only commit yourself to a person or to a relationship that does not change as things change. That's what we call logical defensibility. Number two, this relationship, after you confirm that for sure it's not changing, does it make sense? Now, making sense is, does it agree with what we would generally expect? And I told you, the way God created us is very good. Our minds are full of expectations. You see, like now, mimi ni mwalimu wako. Kwa kichwa yako, there is what you expect of me and what you do not expect of me. And what you expect of me, when you finally see them, you don't get surprised. For example, you expect that I'm married. That's all. So if we were to meet in the corridors, we will meet my wife, it will not be a surprise. After all, you expected it. But I'm sure, again, you don't expect that in this class I have a girlfriend. That's all. So if you were to realize that Kimani has a girlfriend in this class, it will be a surprise. That's actually when you hear people saying, eh, what are you saying? It does not make what sense. What are you saying? That's what he's saying. It's called what? Nonsensical, because it is not in agreement with what we would expect. However, do those things happen? That's why hapa tumesema add all. So it could be there. Ni kweli iko. Ni kweli Kimani yako na girlfriend. But I hope no one gets me. I don't have. But I'm saying it is true. It is there. But does it make sense? No. So it is what? Spurious. We getting that? Yes. The other thing is, so we have given an example here. If you are logically defensible and it's making sense, that relationship is said to be what? Plausible. Like now, if you are driving a car, the distance you cover will determine the fuel you consume. But there are those which we call spurious. Now, these spurious, they are relationships that appear as if they are true, but they are not true upon further investigation. For example, there are people who say the intelligence of a person is a function of body size. Actually, they say, wale watu wako na miili midogo ni werevu sana kuliko wale watu wako na miili mkubwa wamechenga kama mimi sio werevu. Have you ever heard of that statement? Actually, some people will tell you, "Sisi unakaa mkubwa ni kama ufikiri." Inakaa unaona, inakaa ufikiri, una mashida mingi. You have ever heard of that statement? Yes, but it's not always true. You can get people with small bodies, but they are idiots. You can also get people who are well built. They are huge, but they are very smart upstairs. You know? Yes. So these ones, they are issues that appear as if you query, but you query. And we normally call them stereotypes in society. It's just like what they say, Kikuyus are what? Thieves. Good, you know that statement. Kikuyus are thieves. And in a kama ni kweli, maybe in a group of these, most of them will be Kikuyus. But you cannot confirm that huyu ni Mkikuyu mwizi, huyu Mkikuyu mwizi, huyu Mkikuyu mwizi. No. So those ones are what? Spurious. Or what they say that Kabas, they carry what? Kamute. Yeah. While maybe you may find Kamute is common in Mkabani, you cannot be able to say that huyu ni Mkamba akona Kamute, huyu ni Mkamba akona Kamute, or what they say Kisis are Naitlanas. Again, you cannot confirm that huyu ni Mkisi Naitlana, Mkisi Naitlana, Barababa, all those kind of things. Yeah. So they appear like they are true, but they are not what? Unfortunately, they affect our relationships, even serious relationships, including marriage. We have seen cases where you go to marry or you find a friend from this other tribe and they tell you, kama unaenda huko, uende peke yako. Have you ever seen such cases? Yes, they influence very serious relationships. Actually, here in Kenya, we are so much bought to that, that if we were to meet in the corridors and I told you my name is George, Tukiongea utashinda ukiniambia na ulisema your name is Wabia George. Tunaongea tena. I don't know why I have a problem with retaining names. You said you are. Now all those see how you are waiting to hear the second name. Kimani. Just kia Kimani, now you know who you are dealing with. Na unajipanga sawa sawa. Do people behave that way? Yeah, you just check as you interact with people. You just, and that's why most people, especially ladies, they will rarely tell you their village name. They tell you their baptismal name. Yeah. Good. So andika comments. The above relationship is plausible since the expected relationship is in agreement with the observed relationship. Full stop. We can expound that. The expected relationship is direct. The expected relationship is direct. And the observed relationship is also direct. And the observed relationship is also direct. In brackets plus 202.59. Yeah, that's how you evaluate that. Tunasema hivi, you see these one were the hours worked. Now these are the earnings. We would expect a direct relationship as in they change towards the same direction. The many hours you work, the more money you earn. That is what we would expect. Then when we have run the equation, that is also what we have gotten. We have gotten a positive what? Value. That we say a positive shows a direct relationship. Haya, twende the second category, goodness of faith tests. Goodness of faith tests. Goodness of faith tests. And rather, these are tests. These are tests undertaken. These are tests that are taken to determine how well the equation, fits the data from which it was developed. First up, the tests are subdivided into two groups. Now, something else I forgot to mention there is in the economic prosperity, tumesema the spurious relation occurs as a result of chance. Naona kama venye mmekuja kwa like you aina matatu huyo mtu mmekaa naye hapo ijaza chance haukukalculate ati utaingia kwa hiyo mark mkae na huyo mtu, si ndio? But chances are mnaweza anza kuongea ama mtu anaweza angalia afikirie mna ile relationship, but it's only a coincidence that mmepatana. The other one is a relationship with third parties. There are some people you become friends though initially you are not, but you have been connected by someone else. Like some of you here, we have become friends because you know someone who happened to know me, or I know someone who happens to know you. Like now, those who are here physically, I'm almost 100% sure you are here or you are with me now because I know someone close to you. I know Alex, I know Adam. Is that so? Yes. So based on that, now we are together. So relationship because of third parties. Good. Number one, we call them tests for the whole equation. For the whole equation. Now, under the whole equation, number one, inaitwa coefficient of determination. Coefficient of determination. Determination, into brackets, R square, that is how it's denoted, R square. Number two, inaitwa standard error. Standard error of estimate. Standard error of estimate, SE. Number three, inaitwa F test. Then the second category, wanaitwa tests for the slope. Test for the slope. So in the test for the slope, we have correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient. That is in brackets R. Number two, we have standard error. Standard error for the slope. For the slope, SB. And number three, inaitwa T test. Those are the tests of the goodness of fit. Now, ordinarily, this is what happens. To say you are a company, you have a company, and you want to predict your data. So you call a consultant. Ukishaita a consultant, unampea your data, maybe for the last 8 months or rather 8 years. Namwambia, go look at that data and then you advise us. It is expected that this guy will take all the time and go through the data, run the equations, and come with a model like the one we had here, and he tells you this is the one that you're supposed to use. But unfortunately, there are some fellows who give them that job, and instead of working on it, they just go idle around. Then on the day of the meeting, they come and tell you that we have burnt our midnight oil. These are the results. Now, before you use the results, it is good you confirm that they actually fit the data. Now, I want you to go back to the sheet that we had prepared. Look at the sheet that we have prepared. If you look at the earnings and the forecast, naona kama hiyo ya kwanza ni 5,500 and the forecast is around 5,489. You see that? Hiyo ingine ni 7,400 na forecast ni 75. Hiyo ingine ni 11,000 na 11,000. Unaona hazijaachana sana. That tells you those values could be having a similarity. They have come from the same value. But you can imagine where we have 5,500, tukitumia hiyo model to predict, inatuonyesha that we should have 15,000. Now that's a big difference. Yes. So it's a case where that data has not come from, that equation has not come from the data. Now, we normally say if you fit, you obtain favor. And if you obtain favor, you get the benefits. That's why even when we go to buy clothes, you check whether it is what? 50. And if ukipata inakufit, hiyo kwa ina obtain favor, unaichukua and it starts enjoying the benefits. Now maybe to bring it closer here is this.
When the company advertises for a job, people apply. And the other word for fit is suit or suitable. When people apply for jobs, they send their copies or certificates. And once we receive them and we confirm that for sure the person fits, he obtains favor, na anapewa hiyo job, and they start getting the benefits of that job. Now the problem here is not with the receiver of the benefits, but the problem is with the giver of the benefits. It's not with the receiver, but with the giver. So if someone comes and cons you, wewe ndio uko na shida because you are the one who gave out. Mwenye alipata yeye hana shida. So we are arguing from the perspective of mwenye anapeana, so that you don't give out any benefit and then you realize that you have been caught. So how do you ensure that the person fits? It's just like what I told you the other day. Don't be very quick to receive anyone that comes your way. Put them to some task. Ask them some questions. Confirm that for sure what they're saying is what? It's true. When someone tells you look familiar, let them explain to you how they look or how you look familiar. Good. Let's start with this one. Coefficient of determination. I still have 11 minutes. Enough to discuss that. Coefficient of determination R squared. Right, that this shows the proportion of changes in X. The proportion of changes in X that is explained. That is explained. Oh, sorry, there's a mistake there. Should have read this way. The proportion of changes in Y. The proportion of changes in Y that is explained by changes in X. That is explained by changes in X. Full stop. The higher this value is, the better the relationship. The higher this value is, the better the relationship. Full stop. A relationship with at least 80% should be accepted. A relationship with at least 80% should be accepted. While the one below 60% or the one below 60% should be rejected. It's computed as R square is explained variation divided by total variation times 100. So this is sum of Y predicted minus Y bar squared divided by sum of Y minus Y bar squared times 100. Nataka tuende kwa naitwaje hiyo sheet yenye tulikuwa tumetengeneza, tuangalie kwa Y predicted minus Y bar. The total tulipata 97 451,806.36 na hii ingine tukapata 97,716,000 times 100. So if you take 97,451,806.36 divide 716,000 times 100 is 99.73%. So comments. Comment, hivi. 99.73% of earnings in the above case, 99.73% of earnings in the above case is explained by hours worked. Is explained by hours worked. So stop. This is a very strong relationship that should be accepted. This is a very strong relationship that should be accepted. Now, we all form relationships. And some of us are already in a very serious relationship called marriage. And when people agree to form the relationship, they agree that everyone will be knowing what the other one is doing. But there are times someone does something and you are not aware. And you call upon them to explain. Or you set rules which everyone should abide by. For example, tuseme kama umeolewa mshakubaliana hakuna mtu kurudi kwa nyumba after 8 p.m. Kila mtu akuwa ameingia kwa nyumba by 8. Ndio. But there are times mtu ataingia kwa nyumba 10. So you need to ask them, "Mbona leo umefika saa 4?" So that person will start explaining. That's now what we are calling the explained variation. Na aki-explain, tuseme ata-explain kwa maneno 100. Kati ya hiyo maneno yote, kuna uwezekano you will believe all of them, kuna uwezekano hutaamini ingine. So the question is, out of these 100, how many do you believe and how many do you do what? Doubt. So if you can believe more than 80%, then that's a good relationship. The person has convinced you 80% and you need to accept. But if they cannot convince you at 60%, that relationship, you should reject it. Also putting it the other way around, you are in a relationship with a person. Can you be able to tell about how much do you know about them? Do you know their phone number? Do you know where they live? Do you know their relatives? Do you know what they do? Do you know how much they earn? So how much can you tell about them? So ukipima hiyo mambo yote upate imepita 80%, that signals a very strong relationship. But kama uko na huko chini, that person amekufungia kabisa, you already know very little about them. That's a weak relationship and you should not accept it. That's why you see, when people want to get married, ukishapatana for example huku town, you don't just get married immediately under normal circumstances. You give the person time, ndio ujue marafiki zake ni kina nani, at least akuintroduce kwa marafiki. Because marafiki somehow they will tell you kama kuna maneno mengine. Then you also seek to know their relatives, their brothers, their sisters. Before you also seek that they invite you in some of their family functions. Hata kama hawatasema wewe ni nani, unaenda tu huko like any other what visitor. Ukikaa tu huko, kuna maneno unaweza kujua. Munakaa tu, you go by knowing the person. Sasa ikishafika 80%, now you can agree. But we are not asking for 100% because hata ufanye nini juu mbinguni huwezi jua mwanadamu 100%. It is only God who knows 100%. For example, right now, I left my house and I told my wife I've gone to class. How sure is she that right now I'm in class? And she confirmed. Hata wewe kwenye ulitoka ukasema umekuja class, how can they confirm that actually you are in class? Sinaweza kuwa umesema umekuja class, alafu umeenda kwingine. I've seen even some students being brought by their parents mpaka hapa kwa doorstep. Na mzazi anatuambia muangalie muhakikishe amesoma the whole day. But after 1 hour akijua mzazi ashaenda na amefika kazini, na yeye anatoka. Unajua huwezi mshika kama mbuzi usimtie. Sasa yeye anatoka na anajua mzazi atarudi at around 4 akitoka kazi kuchukua. So around 3 huyo mwanafunzi hapo hapa. So mzazi alimwacha class na akapata. But during the day we do it minimum. So you cannot know a person 100%. That's now where we say you only do what? You only trust that things are good. So we call it a day at that point. We shall pick up from there next time. Thank you so much.